What is up, everybody? This is the Yokai Delinquents podcast. I am Sean, bearded Kappa Litton.
And I am a Jerry Robo Tengu Smith. How's life lately, Sean? How's my birthday week treating you?
Oh, your birthday week has been horrible for me, sir. But I hope no, that's a lie. It's been a life. It's been a week for me. Just the same as any other damn week for me, except I got to wish you a happiest of birthdays and
Yeah,
send you a gift on the
yeah,
way out,
appreciate it.
billions of miles that you're away from me.
Oh yeah, yeah. Got me a sweet fucking spider punk statue.
Yeah.
So dope. Yeah, I just have to figure out where I'm gonna put it.
I had hoped I'd remember correctly that you were pretty hyped for his existence. That's the
Oh
character.
yeah,
So I wasn't
oh
sure.
yeah.
But I figured nothing else is a pretty badass looking statue regardless. And I know
Oh no, it's
you are a
fucking
Spider-Man
great.
guy.
Yeah, yeah. I am excited to find a place for it for sure.
Hell yeah.
It is definitely it has to be displayed, without a doubt. I
Yeah.
think it's probably one of the bigger statues I have right now because I didn't bring any of my One Piece stuff. Well, actually, I've got those variables figures that are actually like posable and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so those are like my only One Piece figures I really have up here.
Yeah, I
But
saw.
yeah,
I went to John and Noel's not too long ago,
hmm
and I was like, he left everything.
yup,
Their collection. I was like, wow, they inherited a
man.
motherfucking load for sure.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those things of like, one, I don't really want to split up like the collection because it all
Yeah.
looked so good together. And
Right.
like, we spent all that time as a group collecting that stuff and amassing this huge like thing that is just, I don't know, it's really nice to behold. But I also like didn't want to pack all that stuff
Oh
up.
no, no,
And
no.
like it was already in a great spot and it was already displayed and everything. They had like the shelves for it and stuff, and
Yeah.
if I brought it here, guess what, it would still be packed up. So
I'll be honest though, and unless I'm
yeah.
misremembering,
mm,
the only thing that surprised me, because and then I get that they're all the Portrait of Pirate collection. You
mm.
90% you, but everyone else contributed as well to make it, a very impressive collection. I never had to contribute anything because Buggy still doesn't have a fucking Portrait of Pirate. Um, but yeah,
One of these
did
days.
I see your Bartolomeo figures there? I believe
Yes.
you left
Yeah,
Bardo. That was
those were
honestly
still
a
there.
little surprising, to be honest.
Yeah. I debated it, but again, like
Yeah,
I figured that it was kind of one of those things that I could like just keep together, and I knew that they would take care of them and
oh,
everything.
yeah.
I think one of the few things that I thought about bringing, just because like it doesn't necessarily like it's the only thing like it that they have over there, but it's the General Frankie,
Yeah.
the Damashi Nation's fucking metal robot that
Right.
transforms into the tank and the motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really thought about that because that is a fucking spectacle.
That is a beastly figure. And again, it stands out because of the metallicness of it.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
yeah.
how has your birthday week been? You did what I try to remember to do and I never do. Take a week
Mm.
off, celebrate, be a diva for your aging process. I have done it
Yeah.
before, but how's your birthday week been?
It was really good. So my work kind of does this weird thing with time off where like it resets every year on your anniversary or whatever. So
Right.
like I get some weird time frames of when I have like a bunch of time off, and I just so happen to have like plenty of time now since I started in like February. So what I did is I just took a whole fucking week off for my birthday, and it worked out to where like I with my days off that I only had to take so many days off, but I still got like a really really long time off.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was I've been off since oh geez, it was Sunday the 8th, I think, and I don't go back to work until Tuesday the 17th.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, yeah. You've had
yeah, yeah,
a nice
it
little
was
vacay.
huge chunk of time. So I kind of wanted to, just spend it kind of chilling, hanging out, getting out because Steph and I haven't like we've been here. It'll be 2 years in November, and we haven't got out a whole lot. So we've been making more of an effort to do that. So I think what Wednesday we went to play disc golf, and then we went to eat ramen, and then we went to the comic book store. So that was a really fun filled day. I haven't played disc golf in God, I don't know how long. Probably like early 20s. So like,
Right.
last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, right.
Dude, you're
Um,
not quite that age yet where you need to be lying about your age, you old fuck.
I know, right? No, I hit 33. So, um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a little warmer on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and the course was pretty cool though, and we all did fairly well for not have playing in a quite a long time. So we all we're about 2 points away from each other. So
Oh.
it's definitely something that we can't wait to get out and do more of for
Oh.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I so then at the comic book store, I don't know how I let it like go past me, but I completely forgot that they were doing that Extreme Carnage series.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bunch of connected one shots that take place after all of the Donny Cates like Venom madness with Null and everything.
Right.
And so and my biggest thing is it's the first thing that Flash Thompson's in since they brought him back to life.
Hmm.
So there were 4 issues of that out so far, and I think there are going to be 2 more if I'm not mistaken. But they're doing some pretty cool stuff in it. Like it's this thing where like fucking Carnage is a goddamn cockroach, and you can't kill him. Like no matter who takes him up into space, rips him in two, incinerates his body. Like because the way that they did it is you have a codex of like your personality and memories and everything that's in the symbiote. So
Hmm.
if you die, a part of you still lives in the symbiotes that still controls it,
Right.
and it's bringing in all of the other symbiote family of like the classics. You've got Phage. So they had Screech that went to someone else and became Scream, and then in this they actually something happened to it. It was almost destroyed by Hellfire, and they took what remained of it and mixed it with the anti venom and created a new symbiote called Silence,
Oh.
which is attached to a character that was like really prominent in Colin Bunn's run of Agent Venom. Um, but yeah, they've brought quite a few of them back. I can't remember who the next one is going to be. I think it's like Toxin, maybe.
Hmm.
Um, but they're all kind of centered around Carnage and stuff that's going on with Carnage. And there's like this movement that's sort of like the whole anti-mutant thing with
Right.
Stryker, but it's a different guy, a politician, and because of the events of Venom with Nolan and everything, their whole thing is like against aliens.
Right.
So they're creating like task force to go against um, the symbiotes and everything like that. And if they pick them up, they go after them. But another big thing about it is Carnage has taken over this guy that's in charge of this, so now he's using it for his own devices.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's been really interesting, and I hope that we get some more Flash Thompson after this series is
Right.
over. He's just too good of a character to like stay out of continuity.
Right.
I just really enjoy him a lot.
Now here's a question for you, since you being
Yeah.
a fan, and I know at one point I believe Flash Thompson took up this mantle. Now Venom,
Hmm.
of course, was the original
Hmm.
problem, and
Right.
even though this happened after Carnage, it was always been Venom being, I guess, the source. They created
Hmm.
anti Venom.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what would you call the anti Carnage? Because it doesn't have the same ring. If they were gonna
That's
like
true.
give somebody that kind of design for him.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting because the anti venom stuff is supposed to like essentially be the vaccine or whatever
Right.
for the symbiotes. The way that they originally or what they originally created it for. So it came from Eddie Brock. He had cancer. He was very sick with cancer. I think he got healed by Negative Man, and something happened with Negative Man's powers where Eddie Brock still had like particles of the symbiote in him, and it altered the symbiote and basically turned it into like an antidote, but also anti venom.
Oh,
And that happened around Spider Island. So it was just this big story arc of the Jackal and the Spider Queen using these little spiders. Basically, how Peter Parker got bit and got his powers, and they were sending them out to bite these people, and so everyone in New York started having spider powers. But after so long, they turn into these spider monsters, and then Spider Queen can control them. And once they found Eddie Brock as anti venom, they found out that he was like the solution to all of this, and they basically use anti venom to heal everyone.
hmm.
And they've always I can't remember what is that company called Roxxon. Roxxon's always kind of had like scientists and stuff with this sort of stuff in their back pocket.
Right.
And I think it was around the same time that Eddie Brock got Venom back um, that Flash Thompson actually had an encounter with the anti Venom stuff because they were going to destroy the Venom symbiote. And him and I think Eddie were trying to stop it from happening. And the anti Venom actually went on Flash. So it's kind of interesting because it like has a personality but doesn't. But it's weird that it does,
Right.
if that makes sense, because it's not a part of the hive mind. But yeah, it's one of those things of like it's not super connected to like the hive mind and the symbiotes, but it is. So like now that there's like Carnage stuff going on, I don't necessarily know that it's like a weakness of Carnage's because Carnage doesn't have the same weaknesses as other symbiotes. He's like evolved too many times, like after being latched on to
Okay.
Norman Osborn and stuff like that. Like Norman Osborn, something with the Goblin Serum made him immune to fire as
Oh.
Carnage. Yeah,
Huh.
it
So
it
the
was it was really interesting. There's
so
been a lot of evolution
right.
for it.
So unlikely we'll get like a reverse Carnage, like a symbiote that can counteract him called like Peace or Calm or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be really interesting though. But I mean, like they did just make this new character called Silence,
Right.
so
That's kind of what
it
put it in
it
my
could
head of like I wonder. Oh,
yeah.
I wonder if that would be something opposite. Like an anti
Hmm.
venom. But I wasn't sure. Obviously, you know very much more about this than I do. That's why I was asking. Like, do you think something like that
Yeah.
would work or would make sense, or do you think they might be leading up to that?
Man, I don't know. I could see it though, but it's also interesting because this girl that is Silence, through some other stuff, you know how convoluted storylines
Of
get
course, of
sometimes.
course.
She also has like a hell mark, and has powers that have like hellfire.
Oh,
So it's really pretty interesting,
hmm.
and I'm kind of interested to see where this is going to go for her.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. But the other thing that I picked up while I was out there was something that people have been raving about. You've been talking about. I haven't finished yet, but I read the first chapter, and that is something is killing the children.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I mean, just with that first issue, like I'm already pretty hooked. Like it has to do with monsters finding and killing children, and then they have monster hunters.
Right.
And it's James Tinian that's writing it. Um, and it's been really interesting so far. And I'm almost kind of glad that I didn't get on this on the ground floor because I have 3 volumes that I can buy at this
Yeah.
point for it.
I
So
yeah.
there's plenty of story to read.
And I just picked up that third volume, and I know
Nice.
you had mentioned you've only got the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want you to get them. Read it
Hmm.
as soon as you can. If I remember, you also mentioned like your local comic book shop for whatever reason was having trouble acquiring them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want you to have to wait. But if by the time I get this item in and you haven't gotten
Hmm.
them, let me know. I
Hmm.
will mail you my copies because there is a
Yeah. Well,
hardcover 3 volume edition. I already pre-ordered,
Oh, that's awesome.
but I didn't want to
I
wait.
love it. I love it that they do that. Yeah,
I didn't want to wait, so I went
definitely.
ahead and already bought the soft covers. And again, if you haven't
Hmm.
gotten them by then, which it'll be like in October or November, if you
Yeah.
haven't gotten them, I will mail you my copy so you can read them.
Yeah, they'll definitely have them because they had them whenever I went up there. I should have just
Okay,
bought them
good,
all
good.
outright. But yeah, one was the one that took them a little bit because they had to order it. They didn't have any copies in
Oh,
stock.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
it's picking up steam, especially since they got
mhm.
optioned for a TV show, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think the popularity jumped. I mean, that's I've heard everyone talking about it for the longest, and I didn't jump on it when it started, and now it's started back up. But I started with the trades. I'll just wait and read the trades. But yeah, I got
Mhm.
a nice little shelf porn hardcover editions coming. 3-in-1 box set.
Man, yeah, and like comic book companies are just like killing it with these deluxe hardcovers. I really
Yeah.
really like hardcovers, and I think that's honestly because there's a couple of books that I got behind on that I don't know if I want to go back and collect the singles for. That I think I'm just going to get hardcovers for because it's easier to store and display and everything. You don't have it taking up a
Right. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space. You there?
for me right now
Oh,
that I think because I think it just wrapped up with Sex Criminals.
oh, sex criminals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think we lost you for a split second, but
Oh,
it'll be okay.
did did you?
You were just talking about yeah, you were thinking about just getting the sex criminals thing.
Yeah, yeah, just picking up hardcovers essentially and how they're easier to store and everything. But yeah, Matt Fraction, Chip Zdarsky, you can't really beat it.
Right. Yeah, that's one I hadn't picked up myself, but would definitely be
Hmm.
interested in that. And I guess
Hmm.
it shows maturity on my end because I used to hate
Oh yeah.
like when I would buy novels, I would wait until the
Hmm.
softbound because I used to hate reading hardcovers.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I just something about it annoyed me, just how stiff and sometimes I guess unruly it would be for me. But
Hmm.
now it's like,
Hmm.
what is this peasant softcover shit over here?
Right.
I don't want to buy that. I'll wait for the
Yeah.
hardcover edition because yeah, and I've not that like again I've got plenty that aren't, but like yeah, I'm no longer like turning my nose up to hardcover. I've come to truly appreciate it. And
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say there's something we discussed in chat. I guess I'll go ahead and bring it up because you're just talking about your collection. My bookshelf is right there, so I'm just staring at it. So
Yeah.
something that hit me a little hard the other night because I was
Was it
recently.
a hardcover? Did it fall on you?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. But while watching one of my favorite anime, probably my favorite anime centric, not besides us,
Hmm.
podcast, Trash
Yeah.
Taste, they were talking about their favorite mangas of all time, and of course, all three hosts they had their own like little 3x3 grid. I guess that is a popular thing online.
Hmm.
And of course, the one unifying manga they all had was Berserk. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, it's so good. I was like, when is the next volume? Because I knew we were having another volume releasing soon. So I went
Hmm.
on Amazon. I'm getting them through the comic book store, but I was going to Amazon to see because it'll show like release date. And we are getting volume 8 at the end of the month.
Oh,
As a
nice.
record on 8/30, we'll get volume 8. But for the first time, because I usually go to Amazon to check instead of I guess googling Dark Horse releases, just Amazon's easier for me. For the
Hmm.
first time because they did not have these previously. Because I did have to order a few through there because the comic shop just could not get certain volumes in because I started late.
Right. Hmm.
They did not have these before. It says 8 of 10, and I mean we know with Miria's passing, we knew this was inevitable. But
Yeah.
damn it if that didn't hit hard. Just seeing it like oh,
Yeah.
and although I'm conflicted, and I don't Twitter often. I actually sent
Hmm.
out a tweet to Dark Horse asking, and I've
Hmm.
not gotten a response. But I asked like, is Volume 10 gonna be the last of Miria's published chapters, or
Right.
is there some because according to our buddy Jesse, uh, there's like if they go by the same size, the same number of chapters they've been doing for an omnibus, we should get 3 more after 10.
Yeah.
So I am like super concerned about us for whatever reason. And I hope it's not true. I hope I'm just worrying about nothing.
Yeah.
That for whatever reason, after it's passing, but they're not going to translate it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not getting an ending anyway, and I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. But I want
Mm.
what's been made. You know what I mean? I want, even if it's like the last chapter is finished by his assistant or whatever last one he was working on.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. But like, if it's out there, I want it here. You know, I hope that's not the
Yeah.
case. Maybe Volume 10 is the last of what they were able to, what he was able to make before his untimely passing. But
Hmm.
just seeing like, yeah, 8 of 10, like, wow. Oh, and I saw Volume 10 release in March, so like, at least as far as these big deluxe Berserk Omnibus, for now, unless they announce something new, yeah, March will be the very last volume, and that hit.
Man, I hope that they just finish out what is out for the series, you know?
Yeah,
Like it would just be kind of a bummer to like for them to cut off the line and then still have all these chapters and stuff that like
right.
you're not going to get in hardback form. That's I hate that for you if that's the
I
case.
hope it's not. I hope it's just, that's just what Dark Horse has listed so far. But I don't know. I don't know if somebody, in Miria's estate or the publisher in Japan is just wanting to hold off. There could be
Mhm.
reasons. I haven't been able to find anything online yet. And like, again, I tweeted Dark Horse. Maybe they'll actually respond. If they do, I will certainly give an update on the show. But uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, just something else I just kind of thought about while we were talking about hardcover editions. I'm just staring at my beautiful 7 volume set of it.
Yeah. I've I can't tell you how many times I've gone to our comic book store and almost got the Blade of the Immortal hardcovers. Like
Yeah,
it's almost happened so many times,
I've
and I
eyeballed.
really just need to. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it up at Kapow too, and I've eyeballed it a few times. They got like the second and third volume of Hellsing also hardback,
Uh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, there's a part of me that wants to, there's a part of me, but like, I'll be on. No, 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 straight up, I'll be honest because those damn previews a few
Hmm.
months ago, which means of course they'll be for the stuff for like November.
Yeah.
It got me hard, and I don't want to because it may be
Uh,
a future video, so I don't want to get into it.
mhm.
I got a lot of shit coming, so there's a part of me that like I'm not spending on like just okay, it's a slow comic book week. I'll pick up a $50 trade omnibus because I know I got a lot of shit coming, and I'm like,
Hmm.
but it's like yeah, but seeing the Helsing and the Blade of the Immortal ones up there, I'm like, oh, those are super fucking tempting.
Yeah. It's always the Blade of the Immortal and then the Vagabond
Right?
deluxe edition too, the Viz Big or whatever.
Yeah.
Are the ones that I would really like to have in my collection. But again, space is kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I might just end up getting it anyway.
I mean, what is a book if not a new table? I mean,
That is true.
you stack them up high enough. You put in your coffee with a coaster. We're not
Mhm.
barbarians here, but you just stack your books up on the floor, and eventually it's a new end table.
Right, right, right. Exactly, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So
Um,
what else did you do on this celebratory week of close to the day of your birth?
oh man, so there was a lot of stuff that released this week as well that I was really looking forward to watching. We got Brooklyn Nine-Nine started back up.
Ah,
Watched the first 2 episodes of that. Very topical because
oh,
I guess they filmed in around 2020.
right,
Um, so and it is a police show, like a comedy police show, but still.
yeah, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sure they
So
handled it as they should
oh
have.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh definitely. And then we also got the that Monster Hunter. So I thought it was going to be a series.
Right.
Turns out that that's not the case. Did you watch it?
I did not because I'm a bad host. I meant to actually watch it before we recorded today, and I just did not get
Oh
to it.
no, you're fine. I mean, it's something that I am wondering your opinion on. I
Right.
will say it kind of sucks because it's a only like a 90-minute movie.
I heard it
Because I
short.
was sitting
Yeah.
here, yeah, I was sitting here watching it. It sucks because I think it was in production for a long time. I think they kept like it kept having issues for them to release it and everything,
Oh,
so they didn't know what was going to happen.
right.
Um, but they so it I guess you could probably tell what the story is just based off of the trailers and everything.
Yeah.
But as far as like representation of the Monster Hunter world and everything, I think it like just absolutely, blew it out of the park. Like way more than 2 hours of the that last movie that came out from Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah, you had like quite a few monsters, quite a few hunters, various weapons. There were a lot of facts being thrown around, and it was just really cool. It was a nice little 90-minute thing. If they decided to do a series, I'm all on board. Like, I think people's biggest complaint that I've seen are, one, they complain about the promo for it, like the promo image, because it looks like an old like PS2 game or something.
Oh.
I disagree, but
Right.
whatever. And then people want to complain about the CG like art style for the animation, and I don't know. I feel like we're at that really like kind of golden time period of really well done CG animated series and movies and stuff. And
Here,
Star Wars has proved that time and time again.
oh, absolutely. But let me comment on that a little bit.
Hmm.
The Now, like, because I'm not a huge fan of CG in my anime,
Mm.
but when you're doing an adaptation of a video game franchise that started in the 3D era of PS2,
Right.
it just makes sense. Now, sure, would I
Yeah.
love to see, a Mappa animated, ungodly UFO table animated Monster Hunter anime? Absolutely.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get mad about it. But that is CG,
Mhm.
as long as it's well done CG, not berserk 20 whatever series
Yeah.
horrible CG. So yeah, but again, it's almost the same old thing we say all the time. What, fans are mad? You don't say.
Yeah, I know. But like, yeah, that style just completely complemented the series. I honestly don't know how I would feel about like a 2D, like just anime style Monster Hunter, because the monsters look so good in that 3D like CG look.
Right.
Yeah, it was just really great. The I will say, and it's something that you can tell from the trailer, that the main character was a little obnoxious, but I kind of liked that because he had a lot of those like really bad jokes or puns, like monster puns,
Right.
and they just keep coming. But they kind of had like an explanation for that in the movie that I thought was pretty well done, because they literally could have just had him be that guy.
Right.
And he's the ace cadet from the Monster Hunter series. I think most prominently like in world,
Yeah.
which the show kind of starts off as like a this is then, and then it's like a backtelling from there, and they're basically headed to the new world. So it's pretty neat because
Okay.
we were on that ship,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that we saw the ace cadet at the opening of Monster Hunter World.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of cool to have that connection, and have them mention things that we were involved in and everything. So yeah, I 100% enjoyed it. Would completely recommend it. And I mean, yeah, if you watch it and want to talk about it on the show again, I am totally down. I'm very interested to
Yeah.
see what you thought of it.
I'll make sure I'll watch it before we record again. So that way, because we haven't talked Monster Hunter in a little while. So I mean, what would our audience do if we weren't talking about Monster Hunter?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure they've gone with withdrawals. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome though. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll definitely. It's queued up. It's been set, reminder set since it got announced. Just
Hmm.
hadn't got to it. Just I've been, for those following social. I say social media like I'm not only just on Facebook. 'Cause that's all I do. Yeah,
Hmm.
just been knocking out some drawings more. So I didn't want to watch anything new. So just been kind of just throwing whatever on in the background. So yeah, that's
Oh,
yeah. What's up?
fuck! I was trying to remember what else came out this week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe I forgot it. Shaman Kings.
Yeah.
The first 13 episodes of Shaman Kings came out this week, and I fucking marathon the shit of it. It was so good. It was
Yeah.
so good. Are you gonna check it out at all?
I got it queued up. Just again,
Nice.
it's just a matter of when. But yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna check it out. I've already culled some of my Crunchyroll anime. I
Mm-hmm.
believe, as I described to you and our buddy Mike Del Vecchio, shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pruning my list like they were Loki variants. I just yeah, I had to cut down. I was
Yeah.
staying on top of it. It got so good that I fell like 2 weeks behind because I got
Yeah,
so many
it's
projects.
definitely one of those things that if you're able to keep up with them, week by week or day
Yeah,
by day, it's fine. But if you get 1 week behind, that's like 2 episodes of like 10 shows that you have to
yeah,
watch.
and then it's between that and just there's some shows that were kind of naturally just like okay, my interest was waning, so they
Mhm.
got cut down, and some of them took artistic liberties and wanted to be experimental, and I don't like it when they air episodes
Yeah.
out of order and apparently
Oh, yeah.
intentionally so. My
Yeah.
understanding is that's how the director wanted it, and I'm all
Wow.
invested in one storyline. Then they want to flash back it to the ogre that
Ugh.
destroyed a town. I'm like, oh, I forgot about this story plot. I don't care
Yeah.
anymore. So
Right.
Peach Boy Riverside has gone by the wayside for me.
Yeah, and that's such a shame because it had so much promise. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because it's like this event happens and then the next episode it's like it didn't happen and we
Yeah,
don't know where the connection is.
like I legit forgot that event happened. That
Yeah.
they suddenly flash back to like, oh, well, I
Yeah.
don't care though, because I was more interested
Yeah.
now in the relationship going on beforehand. But now we got to
Hmm.
flash backward. And, hey, cool. You want to Tarantino it? Do it. That's your vision. But when it came
Hmm.
time to me, like I need less shows, that became a factor. Uh,
Yeah.
Off top of my head, the ones I know we had talked about when we were talking about the new anime. One I put you onto that for me just sadly became like bad enough that it was kind of a monster of the week episodes, but they wrapped up like super fucking quick.
Hmm.
That was a Decide. Like
Oh yeah.
I was, it's just. I mean, it's fine, but like I don't know. I guess the opening had me so hyped, and man, they would just wrap up them fights super quick, and that's really what I was interested in because it was like we had mentioned on the show. It really was reminding me of Fantasy Star Online 2 in their combat
Hmm.
style for the opening. So I'm like, okay, well, once they get and I kept going like, well, we got to form the party. I get it, and we got the first couple episodes where they had the full team from the opening, and it was still like, oh, 30 seconds of battle. And it's like,
Mm.
oh,
Yeah.
which don't get it wrong, for a anime based on a mobile, I guess is intended to promote a mobile game. Shit got dark, but
Yeah.
just when it came down to the time to cut, it was like, yeah, that's one of them. Uh, I think really, and I've still got a few I'm watching. Don't get it wrong, but like, it really whittled down to like, I mean, my main three right now is Tokyo Revengers #1.
Oh,
It's just
definitely.
so damn good. Uh, Taking #2 by storm because it came. I don't think I grabbed it unless they released 2 episodes at the same week. I missed it the first time.
Mm.
The Itaden deities only know peace.
Oh right.
That show is
Hmm.
fucking amazing. I love that show. I
Yeah.
love every aspect of that show, from the art, the energy,
Hmm.
the opening and ending. Both, as the youth say, slap. So it's been great, and one that now is definitely locked in because, and I'm going to be behind on it because this is how it goes when you watch it with somebody. My wife Vanetta actually checked that out, and she's really invested into it. So we got to get her caught up. So I'll be behind on that
Hell yeah.
one for a little bit. But yeah, the restart about the boy who, the man that went back 10 years to kind of get another chance at art school and getting into a career. It's been really, really
Yeah.
damn good.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, I still haven't checked that one out, and I really kind of regret it.
it's
I
good.
need to get on that, but I'm like, it's funny because I had vacation, so I spent a lot of times like doing other stuff instead of staying caught up on stuff that I should be.
But you're on so many new adventures now, right?
Oh,
You've taken to the
yes.
high seas.
Oh yeah. So I kept. It's one of those games that's been out for quite a few years now, that I've always heard about and always debated about. Our friend Jonathan Cook has even tried talking me into it, and finally I decided to take the plunge into Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I think it was the thing that finally pushed me over the edge was our friend Nathan shared a video of him and some friends playing it, and I honestly have seen so many videos of this game, but it never looked as beautiful as it looked in that. So I was like, I don't want to play this game, and I just kind of kept having an itch for it, and we actually found out thanks to John that they have a thing called Game Pass that you can get. That's a Microsoft thing for like Xbox games and PC games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And so you could get it for free if you have Game Pass. And normally it's $10 a month, but they have a deal going on right now where your first month is $1. So we paid our $1 to sign up for Game Pass, downloaded Sea of Thieves, and have just been fucking hooked on it. Um, so good. So it's got a weird thing, right, where you don't create your character necessarily, which I don't super. It doesn't super appeal to me.
Right.
What they do is they put you, they give you these choices of like I think 8 different characters, and they're randomly generated. But then what you can do is you can refresh them, and you get another 8. And if you see one that you think you might like, and you think you might get something better later, you can lock in that specific one. So basically, I just did that until I have 8 that I was interested in playing, and then ended up picking out of that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
and then you get like currency and everything to where you can buy different outfits, buy different hairstyles, facial hairstyles, and eye patches and stuff like that. And it's one of those things that I feel really hurt. Red Dead Redemption is like you would do these like extremely risky like jobs and stuff like that were really difficult for like almost no payout at all.
Right.
Um, Whereas Sea of Thieves is like the exact opposite, where like you go out on a voyage, and you're just like collecting, like you're just
Hmm.
making so much money doing stuff. And the system that they have it is really neat. Whenever you first log in, you pick a ship, like your ship size or whatever, and they have 3 different ship sizes. They have a 1 to 2 person ship, a 2 to 3 person ship, and then a 3 to 4 person ship. So depending on how many people you're going to have playing, you might want to pick a sized appropriate ship essentially, because if you pick the 1 to 2 person ship and you have a third friend that's jumping on, you basically have to like scuttle your ship or whatever, or just log off and log back on and pick a bigger ship.
Oh, right, right.
Um, but it like they go really hard with like nautical accuracy in this game. So you actually need people to run your ship, right? We always set it up where like I steer the ship and everything, and you can have multiple people doing the anchor to raise it faster and everything, but you also have to like let the sails down or go half mast with the sails or whatever, depending on how much speed you want. Um, it gets really in depth, and then you have like cannons and stuff. And then another part of it that's kind of big, that was I think part of me not wanting to play it because I'm not a big PvP person. Um, but you have other people that are playing this game at the same time, and they can legit just roll up on you and destroy your ship and take whatever treasure you have. Um,
Right.
and there are people that do it, and there are jobs that you can take in the game that help that out as well. Where like if they have these different companies, and you can do missions for these companies to make more money. So it's like one of them is finding treasure, one of them is a trader. So you go and pick up like spices or tea or something like that, and you trade it to another organization. And then another one is like slaying like undead like skeletons and stuff like that. Like you'll have bounties to do, and you could do these without signing up for the company, but you don't get as much money. But if you sign up for the company, um, some of these other ships that are out there that get points for sinking the company ships could see you on their map and everything. So it kind of turns into this interesting, like, high risk, high reward situation. And
Right.
it's yeah, it's kept us very very intrigued in this game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategies to it and everything. Like we had these people that because they can you can also launch yourself out of a cannon instead of just doing cannonballs and stuff, and that's how a lot of people will board ships. It's just kind of tricky to do, and if you like overshoot or whatever, you're like stuck in the water. Um, but they basically came onto our ship, um, killed us, and then tried to sink our ship and like lit the top on fire and everything.
Oh,
And our sail was still up, so our ship just kept moving. And whenever you respawn on your ship. So they thought that we were fucking done, you know. And they get a little like, whenever our ship sinks, it all of our loot floats to the top, and they have like our sail and everything. And if they get it as that other company, then they get points and money and stuff. But like we worked really quick, patching up our holes, getting buckets to get the water out, dumping water on the fires and stuff, and just took off. And they fucking chased us for like 45 minutes in this game, and we were like, they're never gonna catch us. And yeah, it was just kind of fun. Like we just had this chase, and we were just like, oh, let's waste their time, you know?
hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
a really fun game.
yeah, for sure, man. Sound like
Hmm.
I know. Like I said, I know my buddy, Nathan, the one I'm always sharing with you
Yeah.
guys in case he ever listens. Yeah, I share your excitement for One Piece with
Hmm.
Jerry and Mike because they're enjoying his as much as I am his journey through the anime because we got him hooked on it.
Hmm.
I think I personally in my own narrative he hasn't said as much, but I believe his interest or at least jumping on with Sea of Thieves has something to do with it. Got to become Pirate King,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, definitely.
Uh,
100%.
what? I'm gonna tell you what though, man. I know it's we're a little short what we normally
Yeah.
record to, but I'm gonna have to wrap it up, and I do apologize for cutting a little short
No, no, that's
on your
perfectly fine.
birthday episode. I hope you it sounds like you've had a blast.
Oh yeah.
And happiest of birthdays, brother.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it, man.
All right, well that's gonna do it for this time. I hope y'all enjoyed us chatting it up as always. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.